Hi, my name is Kath. I'm going to be dyeing my hair a purpley red color today. It's already kind of red, but it's starting to fade and I want it to look really good before I start school. So I figured I'd make a video of it because there's not a lot of videos of people dyeing their hair red themselves. And I wanted one when I was dyeing my hair for the first time, so I figured someone else probably wants one too. I'm going to be using Manic Panic. I'm using the amplified line because I used the regular one last time and it's not lasted me very long. Like, it's starting to fade a lot, so I'm hoping this will last a lot longer. So I'm using Vampire Red and Purple Haze. I'm mixing them together. These are colors that are supposed to show up on dark hair really well, which obviously I have pretty dark hair, so they worked pretty well last time, just not lengthwise. So we'll see how this goes. Before you dye your hair with a semi-permanent dye, you should always wash it. That way there's not a lot of oils or anything on your hair. So I washed my hair last night, didn't use any conditioner, didn't style it or anything, so it's looking pretty rough right now. But here you can get a better look at the color. If you're using a dye that needs a developer, you should actually not wash your hair because it helps protect your hair against the damage. Fun fact, we're not doing that today. Thought you'd like to know if you ever dye your hair in the future. And before you dye, you need a black t-shirt. I've always found that semi-permanent dye comes out of fabric just by washing it. Some people aren't as lucky. I wear a black t-shirt just to be safe, or you can just wear any t-shirt that you don't care about. So yeah, let's get started. So before you get started mixing the dye, you want to make sure that you have gloves on. When you're mixing hair dye, you need to make sure that you're using a plastic container. If you use a metal container, it can oxidize the color, so plastic only. So you just want to go ahead and squeeze your hair dye out into the container. So far this amplified hair dye seems a lot thicker than the regular. I kind of don't like these bottles because the other one you can scoop it out and make sure you're getting everything out. But if the color lasts longer, it's worth it. I've always heard that people mix conditioners in with their semi-permanent dye to help soften their hair. So with Manic Panic, you can actually just leave it in as long as you want. Since it's vegan and there's no developer, it's not going to hurt your hair if you leave it in for a really long time. So I'm going to be mixing in this little oil treatment that I found at Ricky's. So I'm all set to dye my hair. I have it sectioned off into the first layer, and if you look, I don't know if you can see, I have petroleum jelly around my hairline that helps keep the dye from staining your skin, which makes cleanup a lot easier. So I'm not going to show the entire dye process because that's really boring and no one needs to see that. But basically, you don't need one of these brushes. Sometimes it helps just, again, with mess. Just pick up some dye. I always go tip to root. Then what I like to do is always comb through each strand as I do it, just to make sure the dye really is getting onto each hair. And it also makes sure you're not going to have tangled hair when you wash it out, because that's just not fun to deal with. So yeah, pretty easy. I'll check back in when I am covered in hair dye. Okay, so as you can see, I am all dyed and messy. What I'm going to do now is, this is going to sound really weird, I'm going to blow dry my hair. What this does is it opens the cuticle in your hair and allows the dye to just really soak in. So if you're looking for a super bright, vibrant, long-lasting color, this is something that you can do. This step is 100% optional, but yeah. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to put my hair up in a bun and wrap my hair in a plastic bag, and just sit for a few hours, watch some One Tree Hill, eat the Dunkin' Donuts that I got when I was buying my hair dye. Can't wait. Yeah, so the plastic bag is just to like protect everything around you, because you don't want your hair dye to just transfer everywhere, because then you have to clean it up eventually, and that sucks. And I'm going to change my shirt so that when I'm sitting on my bed, all the hair dye that's on the back of my shirt doesn't get on my bed. You could also use like a shower cap or like really like anything to wrap your hair that you don't care if it gets hair dye on it. Yeah, so I'll see you in a few hours when I wash my hair out. Just kidding. Okay, 2 notes. One, I did dye my hair in my dorm room. That's because I have linoleum tiles and I need to clean my floor anyways. If you're doing this in like a bathroom or something, depending on how nice your bathroom is, you might want to set down some newspapers or something, or like, speaking from experience, if you're at your parents' house, they're not too appreciative if you get purple hair dye on their white tiles, even though it does come out. You do have to clean it for it to come out. Yeah. And second note, you can literally leave Manic Panic hair dye in as long as you want. I normally just do a few hours because I'm really impatient. I know people that literally will leave it in overnight. They'll just wrap their hair in a plastic bag and then put a towel around that and put a towel over their pillowcase. So if you want really, really bright color, you can do that. I've never had the patience to do that. I should, but I don't. Okay. Now I'll see you in a few hours. So, in case you were wondering what a plastic bag head looks like, this is it. The directions on the bottle say not to shampoo, just to rinse out the color with water. My personal preference whenever I'm dyeing my hair is always to shampoo it out, because I think it helps get out the excess hair dye and keep your hair from bleeding all over the place, which does happen to me sometimes when I have wet hair after I just dyed it. So I'm going to wash my hair out with this sulfate-free shampoo and condition it, and then I'm going to blow dry it using a diffuser so it'll blow dry curly, and then I'll post a video of it tomorrow, that way you can see how it looks in the sunlight. Okay, so this is how my hair turned out. Obviously it took better in the places that have been bleached in the past, that's always how it works. It's a lot more purpley toned than it was before I dyed it, which I'm happy about. I prefer a more purpley red color than I do a brassy red color, and it was starting to look really brassy in my opinion. I'm probably going to be dyeing my hair navy in the next month or two, so if you guys want, I'll post a video of that as well. I will drop my social media in the description below, so if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. I'm not an expert, obviously. I'm dyeing my hair red in my dorm room. And I'll post a link to the hair dye that I used on Amazon. I hope this video helped someone. I hate when I'm dyeing my hair and there's no photos or videos of someone dyeing their hair with that hair dye. Like, there's really nothing for curly hair out there, and it's really frustrating. Or whenever someone's dyeing curly hair, they only show the result when it's straight. So I really hope this helped anyone in particular, but especially if you have curly hair like me. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye. Thanks for watching.